Hey guys, another video for our festivals in Japan playlist. 3rd of March is Hinamatsuri, which is doll festival in Japan. So people who have girls in their families will set up little displays like this. I've showed you a video about this before, but this is an amazing collection of Hina Ningyo, and so we thought we'd show it to you. This is actually in a museum, a city museum, just a small one in a small town, but a pretty good collection. So it looks like people have donated these collections over the years. Sometimes what happens is if people don't have kids, or if people don't have daughters, or for whatever reason, sometimes these things that are passed down from generation to generation will reach sort of the end where there's nobody to pass them to. So it's quite possible that those people have donated these to the city because they've got lots of them. So you can see each one's a set. So you've got at the top, you've got the Emperor and the Empress, and then going down you've got the members of their courtiers. So again, so you've got all the same system here, see? So you've got the Emperor and the Empress at the top, and then the people from their court. So you've got the ladies there on the 2nd step, then the 3rd step you've got the guys, the 4th step you've got some, they're supposed to be like ministers. So every one of these dolls and everything on the stairs there, on the steps there, have meanings. So they vary a little bit in design, as you can see. Some are more elaborate than others, and the dolls themselves vary quite a bit too, but the actual meanings are usually the same, and the things shown, so you can see down the bottom there, they're all supposed to be the people from the Emperor and Empress's court, and then the things that you can see on the steps there are things that are used. So as it goes down the steps, you'll see the things at the bottom that are used around the court. These are some of the most elaborate ones we've ever seen. They're not normally like this in people's homes. They're not normally this elaborate. Quite commonly now in people's genkan, in the entrance of the house, quite common now you'll just see the 2 dolls, the Emperor and the Empress. That's quite common just to see the 2 now, because these sets, when you put up a whole set like this, it does take up a lot of space, and even storing the set, so they're only really up for a couple of weeks a year, so storing the set itself takes up a lot of space as well. So these are some older ones, quite old, and they tend to survive because they tend to only be out for a couple of weeks a year. The rest of the time they're stored away in boxes, and they are real heirlooms, whereas in Japan a lot of things, once they become old, get thrown away, whereas things like this that have sentimental value to the family are kept forever. These things, these ones here, are 200 years old. So this festival goes back, or this cultural thing goes back 1,000 years, and those 2 dolls there are 200 years old, which is incredible, isn't it? Oh, these guys aren't directly linked to Hina Ningyo, they just happen to be a display of them there. So they're sort of like, what would you call them, like minstrels would be probably the English equivalent of these guys. So sort of like minstrels maybe. Not really a clown, more of a minstrel. Little happy characters, not really Hina Ningyo characters, but we thought we'd show you anyway. These are interesting, scrolls that depict the Hina Ningyo. So same thing, you've got the 5 tiers, so you've got the first tier there with the Emperor and the Empress, and then the ladies of the court, number 2, then number 3 is the men of the court. I think number 4 is the ministers, I think it's the ministers of the court maybe, and then 5, and then 6 down to the things at the bottom. So you recognise those things, they're the things that they carry people in, those things with the stick, like a little room. You sit in a little room and they carry them with a piece of wood over the top. Here's another one. These are really old too. Quite amazing, aren't they? Very, very cool. So just as a sort of a thing to keep, because it's really about little girls, young girls, so to keep it interesting for the young kids, they had this set up as well, so the kids could come in and make these little dolls out of paper. And this is a common thing to see too this time of year. You'll see these in people's genkans and things as well. So Hina Ningyo, Hina Matsuri, doll festival in Japan. Hopefully someone found that interesting. More videos coming soon.